Good morning, everyone. If we could have a seat, let's get this show started. First and foremost, thank everyone for being here. It's a beautiful spring day. Everybody's got pastel colors on, and the heaters didn't come on last night, I know for anyone. It's freezing in the upstate this morning, so I can assure you that it doesn't feel like spring at all. As some of you know me and many of you don't, my name is Todd Latif. I'm the chairman of the Housing and Finance Authority for the state of South Carolina. It is an honor for me to be here today. And as my employees know, or my partners know, before I start every meeting, I ask a prayer. Even though this is not on the agenda, if you will please indulge me, and I can bring us to prayer very quickly. Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we are so very thankful for this day that you have honored us. We are so thankful for the people in this room. The cause that we're here to discuss today is of vital importance to the citizens of our state. We have people that don't have homes to live in, that have homes in disrepair, and they truly need our help. Lord, I pray that you give us the wisdom and the guidance and the strength to do your bidding. And I pray all this in your name. Amen. Thank you. So what is the chairman of the Housing and Finance Authority? That's kind of what I asked the governor 2 years ago when he called me and said, I'd like you to chair this thing. By trade, I'm a banker. I've been in banking almost 30 years now. And upon being indoctrinated to the Housing Authority and drinking from a fire hose, the Housing Authority, for the most part, is a big bank. And I'm going to go through some statistics and tell you a little bit about what we do and give you some numbers that I think might interest you as you're out and about. And so Richard Hutto has joined me today. Richard is the executive director, and I even saw Carl Haslinger in the background. Carl, raise your hand. He is one of our commissioners on the Housing Authority. So let me go through this, and I'm going to go through it quickly because it gives you a lot of information about the past, but I don't like to dwell on the past. I like to look toward the future. And I think a part of this conference today is, hey, what have we done in the past, but really more so, what can we do to change the future to help the citizens of South Carolina and to put taxpayers' money in the correct places where it needs to be to support those individuals. So a bit about the Housing Authority. We're a state agency founded in 1971 for the purpose of housing needs of low and moderate income residents in our state. Our funding base includes fees and revenues earned through the administration of agency programs. Our mission is to create quality, affordable housing opportunities for the citizens of South Carolina. South Carolina State Finance and Development Authority creates affordable housing opportunities through a broad range of programs that include competitive, market-based financial products for home ownership, comprehensive home repair programs to correct life, health, and safety conditions and provide accessibility. Financing supportive housing programs that include needed services for vulnerable residents. We also finance multifamily projects to increase the availability of quality rental homes. Let me turn the page. Next year I'll have a fancy dancy presentation. That we can disseminate this information to the people that want it. Palmetto State housing supply and demand. These are some pretty interesting statistics, and some of you might know them. The median price of homes in South Carolina for the first quarter of 2024 is $330,000. This is a 6.5% jump compared to the same period last year. The number of households in South Carolina increased by 16.4% over the last 10 years. In comparison, the United States, the entire U.S., increased by 11.3%. So that just gives you some idea of the things that we already know. We live in one of the prettiest places in the nation, and we're not a secret anymore. The lack of inventory in South Carolina is especially pronounced among lower price points. Although a lack of demand in the immediate aftermath of the Great Recession helped temporarily increase the availability of entry-level homes, the number of homes sold in South Carolina for less than $100,000 has decreased by 14.8% each year since 2014. The number of houses in 2014 was just under 16,000, whereas the number in 2022 was just under 4,000 homes in our state that have a price point of less than $100,000. The combination of strong housing demand coupled with the relatively low levels of housing inventory has led to an imbalanced housing market in South Carolina, and this has created affordability challenges for many South Carolinians. Where's the demand going? South Carolina's population is highly concentrated with approximately 90% of the state residents located in just 50% of the state's 46 counties. So that kind of blew me away. I think many of you in the industry realize that, and I'm going to say it, and this is going to be redundant, and so I apologize when I read it again, but it's no shock to anybody in this room, our highest growth areas are Charleston and the coast and Greenville in the upstate. We are seeing not only manufacturing moving into those areas, but that's where the residents are ending up, along with Columbia, but Columbia is a distant third. Moreover, half of South Carolina's counties have experienced population losses over the previous decade. So we have the majority of them moving out of the lower income communities moving into where jobs are in the higher income communities, which doesn't always equate to the parameters that we look at when we look at applying for and or granting affordable housing, because we want to build homes where workers are so they can afford to live there and get good jobs. Although we have a lot of proud people that live in certain communities and counties that there's not a lot of industry, we definitely need to serve those individuals. But as the statistics say, 90% of our population is just in 50% of the counties. By contrast, the housing needs of South Carolina rural communities will likely center around home remodeling and maintenance with less demand for new housing. So when we talk about homes that are less than $100,000, how many people here know a brand new house that's under construction for less than $100,000? They're giggles, correct? I mean, I'm laughing at that. So when we talk about less than $100,000, the renovations, they're homes, and we offer programs to help people renovate houses in distress. But there's no price point, as we all know in this room, for new construction that's less than $100,000. In fact, I would venture to guess, because I've been in banking for almost 30 years, we're hard pressed to find a new construction for less than $200,000. I am in the unique position of having a daughter who's 25 who desperately needs to move out of the house. And she is house shopping every day, and we can't seem to find anything that would meet her standards or expectations, but I'm not getting on that topic anymore. Let me turn the page. A little bit more about the agency. South Carolina Housing administers a continuous lending year-round mortgage program funded primarily through the issue of tax-exempt mortgage revenue bonds. So when I tell you that we're a bank, this is what we do. We lend money to people that quite typically couldn't qualify through a traditional bank and a traditional mortgage. Now, how did they find us? What we do, and we are continuing to do a better job through our marketing department, is going to these financial institutions / mortgage companies, and we're going to say, hey, if you have someone that you can't qualify through traditional channels, please consider us. Because not only will we give those people an opportunity and look at those applications, we can offer them a tremendous number of benefits to help them along the way. And oh, by the way, Mr. Bank, we're going to pay you a referral fee. So let's talk about that a little bit. Through this program, SE Housing adds liquidity to a segment of the market, low to moderate income, first-time home buyers, not fully supported by the lending community. So that's exactly what I just said. SC Housing offers both down payment assistance from $8,000 to $12,000 and competitive fixed-rate mortgage loans. Now, everybody has heard, we all unfortunately listen to the news every day, which is just greatly depressing, or read the newspapers, and we hear about rising interest rates. I work at a bank. I looked at the average 30-year fixed-rate mortgage this morning nationwide is about 7.11%. Having said that, our rates that a borrower could achieve, we have FHA rates as low as 6.375. We even have a HEROES program that someone can get up to $12,000 in down payment assistance with an interest rate of 5.75%. So not only are we more competitive than the traditional financial institution, we've got lower rates, and we can help them with down payment assistance when they qualify. We need help, and we continue to need help getting that message out there, and that's something that I'm working diligently to instruct and to educate people on these programs. So if you're a builder and have a client that can utilize these resources, there is a list of qualified lenders listed on the SC Housing website. There are approximately 130 lenders that are qualified lenders. So when you're out and you're constructing homes or you're talking to realtors, because you might have somebody representing you that's going to sell the house, and they come back and say, I just can't get this person qualified, I would ask you to simply say, well, have you checked out the SC Housing and Finance Authority website? There's another resource for you to get these homes financed at a sub-market rate. With some of these credits obviously have issues. They are unfinanceable in the real world through traditional banks, but not through us. In the past 5 years, SE Housing's bond program has financed the purchase and sale of over 6,380 homes in South Carolina. During that period of 2019 through 2023, the bond program has financed over $1.1 billion in single-family housing in South Carolina. So the numbers are massive, and we want to lend more. We have got to lend more. We have the resources to lend more. We have the products to lend more, and we just need to get the word out there. Flipping pages. Shoot, I didn't think I could speak for 30 minutes, but my wife assured me I could. To give you an idea about how lucrative this can be to a lender, we paid out more than $15.9 million in fees to lenders for putting our individuals, our low to moderate borrowers into our products. We gave them $15.9 million, so it's lucrative for the lenders also. We also financed out of the 46 counties in South Carolina. We did loans in 45 of those counties. So we go anywhere and we'll do anything. Well, that's a broad statement, but we need all the loan applications we can get. This is fascinates me. In the past 5 years, SE Housing's average loan amount has increased over 51%. From 2019, we were sitting around $131,539 for a loan. Today, that's $199,183. So that gives you some type of understanding about, in this segment of the market, how much housing has increased. And I don't need to tell you all that anyway, you're all aware of it. We have a great product. On April 15, SE Housing launched the 2024 Palmetto Heroes program, honoring first responders, community service personnel, teachers, nurses, law enforcement, firefighters, veterans, and active duty military personnel, along with many other people. It includes, this program includes $12,000 in down payment assistance. In the first week of this program, we've registered over we've registered over $15 million in requests for this program. So it is vital, it is crucial, and I wish we had more money to give to these residents because they're doing great things and they're serving our state. So that's a little bit about the past. What are we doing today? So my passion as the chairman, and I've expressed this to Richard, is we do a great job with multifamily construction. And we have projects going on throughout the state of South Carolina. What we need to work on is 1 to 4 family. And I am sitting up here today totally off notes, just talking to the people in this room because we need your help. There is a difference in my mind from a child coming home, even though the multifamily apartment complexes are very nice if you've never been through one. They're first class, they're clean, they're beautiful, but there's something about a child coming home and having a place to call their own and being raised in the house and having a yard. And so we are working now toward finding solutions associated with tackling the 1 to 4 family problem that exists not only in South Carolina, but this is a nationwide problem. What I've done is I've reached out to, and my staff has reached out to different states. Why create the wheel if another state's got a good idea? So I've been on the phone with individuals from Florida, I believe we called Kentucky, Ohio, I've called Georgia. They are working hand in hand with the legislature, with the home builders, to create product that can help tackle and solve this issue. And what I would like to do going forward is start having seminars, and we plan to do that, and we tend to send out blasts for people to come and give their ideas. But we want your ideas. I mean, I can't help but think when I was growing up, we had a 1,400 square foot brick ranch. All of our bedrooms were on one side of the hallway. Myself, my brother, and my sister shared one bathroom, and my parents had a shoebox bathroom as their own, and the kitchen was on the other side. We had an eat-in dining room, and that's what we had, and we loved it. We are seeing some beautiful homes built today that are just outside of people's price ranges. And for some reason, we've gotten away from that. We seem to think we need solid surface countertops. We seem to think we need stainless steel appliances. I would like us, and my vision for the future is to find ways to build, I'm not talking about tiny houses, but I'm talking about 1,000 to 1,200 square foot houses that are, not zero lot lines, but in bulk, and working toward, through a combination, through the legislature, through the housing authority, and through the builders, to potentially incent builders to build this type of product because we've got to have it. And I can assure you that every state in the nation is talking about this same issue. We've had states appropriate funds for this project. I am not in the legislature. I get paid a ton of money to be your chairman of the Housing Authority, which means I paid for my own gas to get here, and I'll pay for my own gas to get home. But I am a banker, and I'm very passionate about this because it is a necessary challenge that we as South Carolinians need to step up and meet that. So no ideas are off the table. No ideas are far-fetched. If zoning is issue, if sewer capacity is an issue, if real estate is an issue, we want to hear about the problems that you're having because there is, in my opinion, a lot of people that are listening right now because it's everywhere in the nation. And so there's a lot, I use the term juice, there's a lot of juice behind this right now because it's such a critical issue for the residents of our state. And so as we talk about the good things we've done in the past and you get a flavor for what we have done and what we will continue to do, my goal, Richard's goal, is to expand that because we've got a lot of work to do, and I want to see neighborhoods, affordable neighborhoods in South Carolina that young families and older families can live in, build equity, and pass down from generation to generation. I believe I've allotted all my time. Wasn't asked to answer any questions, but I do tend to I will stick around for a little while. I can be reached through the Housing and Finance Authority website. Y'all are welcome to have my cell phone and call me anytime with any ideas or suggestions. And thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today. This is near and dear to my heart, and it's crucial that we're doing this today. All right. Any questions, concerns, comment? Great. Now, I get to introduce the real star of the show. Our next speaker is Judy Gatson. She is an anchor with WIS TV News 10. Judy Gatson is an evening anchor for WIS, the dominant television station in Columbia, South Carolina television market. The station's news broadcasts are among the most watched programs in the Midlands of South Carolina and have been for more than 50 years. As anchor of WIS News at 5 p.m. and 6 p.m., Judy reports on and anchors some of the biggest stories around the state. She is a graduate of Indiana University, Purdue University. It's got a slash in there. Where's Judy? Okay, never mind. I was going to clarify that. Anyway, but she decided to pursue a career in broadcasting and landed her first job as a reporter for WIS News 1320 AM in 1995. During her tenure at WIS, Judy has worked as a general assignment reporter, weekend anchor, and anchor of WIS Sunrise. She is an award-winning journalist. I have a lot more information on Judy, but is she not mic'd up yet?
She's still in the process.
All right, so I'll keep reading about Judy. She's an award-winning journalist on topics ranging from education to consumer issues. Judy has moderated statewide gubernatorial debates and interviewed influential politicians and newsmakers. Judy covered the Democratic primary of the historical president election race of 2008, anchoring the WIS News primetime coverage and conducting a series of in-depth interviews with candidates. She also covered the presidential inauguration live from the National Capitals for Raycom Media. Judy's extensive coverage of breaking news includes live reports from McClellanville as Hurricane Charley was making landfall, and in her special report, Into the Fire, Judy brought viewers a compelling report on the technology used to rescue people faster when she completed firefighter training and went inside a burning building live to simulate a rescue. She just sounds like a phenomenal individual that I can't wait to hear from. So we will wait a couple of minutes and I'll get off stage. I would take this opportunity to get a cup of coffee before and/or powder your nose, as my grandmother used to say. Thank you for your time and enjoyed it, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great day.